Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Shannon Ogden with the latest from Denver 7. We're going to begin with a story you saw first on Denver 7. A Denver police officer will not face charges for an incident in which he locked his arm around a suspect's throat. Now, the decision has angered a lot of people. Denver 7's Jennifer Kowaleski has obtained the video that shows this confrontation, and I do want to warn you, what you're about to see and hear is graphic.
There's a trailer across the street. It was opening, and he was just looking at cars.
This is a story about an auto theft in progress.
Yeah, he tried to steal my son's car.
A Denver police sergeant the city found used inappropriate force.
Don't even resist.
And a suspect struggling to breathe in a chokehold. You're watching two different officers' body-worn cameras from two different angles. Let's focus in on this view.
Making sure, okay? Let me go one more time, get my ID. All right. Come on, y'all, please, chill out.
And now the other officer's camera. This is moments before the situation escalates. Watch closely. This is Officer Adam Lucero patting the suspect down. While they claim he resists arrest, Sergeant Rudy Zuniga puts him in a chokehold and takes him to the ground. This is where the video is hard to watch.
Okay, ready. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. And don't resist. Get on the ground, lay on your stomach.
You can hear him gasping for air for a full minute before he goes unconscious.
Help it. Come on, man. Stop resisting.
We showed Mark Silverstein with the ACLU the video.
The video is gruesome to watch and gruesome to listen to, especially.
The suspect, Jaworski Gothard, was charged with assault and attempted motor vehicle theft, while the city found Sergeant Zuniga used more force than was necessary or reasonable and suspended him without pay for 30 days.
These chokeholds have resulted in countless deaths around the country. They have been controversial for years.
Denver's police union is standing with Zuniga. President Nick Rogers says he has seen this video and wrote in a statement, this particular suspect tried to break into a home and then tried to steal a Greyhound bus. It was the third police contact in less than 18 hours. The suspect violently resisted arrest and was taken into custody with no injuries.
Okay, ready. Get on the ground.
If any private citizen were using force under those circumstances, the district attorney would certainly prosecute.
That's Jennifer Kowaleski reporting. Now, Sergeant Zuniga has appealed, and the suspect was sentenced to 180 days in jail. That was earlier this month. The DA's office did review the case, but declined to file charges, citing no reasonable likelihood of conviction. Now, meanwhile, Denver's Department of Safety is calling this an unfortunate incident and not reflective of DPD standards. And they also point out that use of force incidents are actually down 22%. The U.S. Air Force Academy has removed its Commandant of Cadets. The Academy says General Kristen Goodwin was relieved of duties following a lengthy investigation, but they won't say what the investigation was about. Goodwin was the first openly gay general at the Academy. The dust hasn't even settled on the last controversy, and the people behind Denver's tiny home village are already looking to expand. On Monday night, City Council put the issue to rest once and for all. These 11 homes will be allowed to move onto that vacant lot in Globeville, and they can stay there for up to 3 years. Meanwhile, organizers have already raised $150,000 for a new community and intend to push the city to update zoning codes so they can expand. Well, we're seeing a lot of efforts to curb smoking on the state level. And now Colorado Congresswoman Diana DeGette wants to raise the minimum age to buy tobacco nationwide. She introduced a bill Tuesday that would make all tobacco products, e-cigarettes included, illegal to anybody under the age of 21. Meanwhile, Governor Polis's push to dramatically raise the price of tobacco is going to need a lot of attention if it has any chance of passing this session. So it has until Friday night, of course, to get through the General Assembly. It's not even out of the House where it was introduced. So if it did get through and if voters approve it, a tax on a pack of smokes would go from 84 cents, which it is right now, to $2.59 a pack. Taxes would also go up on vaping products. So on the opposite end, the paid family leave bill has found new life in these last stages of this session. Now, thought dead just a few weeks ago, Democrats went back to the drawing board, admitted it would take more time and lowered expectations. So now, instead of passing a comprehensive plan as written, they're setting up a task force that would get to work by July and have a new plan put together by December. The goal of getting paid family leave on the books by 2024 has not changed, and it does look like this version will pass the deadline this session. Presidential primaries just got a lot more interesting around here. On Tuesday, Governor Polis announced a switch here in Colorado from a caucus system to a primary model. So what that means for you is that unaffiliated voters will be allowed to cast ballots for either Republican or Democrat in the primary. The primary will be held March 3rd. Yep, that's Super Tuesday. Colorado will be among 13 states voting that day. Well, troubled kids who have already proven they're willing to work for a second chance will get one if a new bill becomes law. So if it does, up to $10,000 in scholarship funds can be provided for youth offenders. We've heard from a lot of people online who think this is a terrible idea, that we instead should be rewarding kids who've stayed out of trouble. But supporters say you're missing the point. This is not, they say, a reward. This is a way out.
Anytime that a young person or an adult that is emerging is able to have a meaningful connection to work and education, it does help them really see forward what their future can be.
The program would cost about $300,000 a year. An advisory board will determine how much a student receives. Well, more than 400 new jobs come to Denver, courtesy of Amazon. It announced today it will open a new office near Union Station. The positions will focus on software and hardware engineering, cloud computing, and advertising.
Sometimes people don't want to leave the mountains and the hiking that's here, so it impacts us by letting us grow quickly, and it's a great pool of both entry-level people and experienced people.
New workers will take over the office later this year. Amazon already employs more than 3,500 people across the great state of Colorado. Quickly now from your First Alert Weather Center, take a look at your forecast. It's not all bad. Look at that. Sure, tomorrow's a little crummy, but hey, it is springtime and things are looking up as we head into Saturday. This has been a Denver 7 on-demand update. Appreciate you checking us out. We'll have another one later for you. And download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. I'm Shannon Ogden.